and welcome once again to the United Arabian Ultimate Podcast. This is episode 2, and this is a podcast that celebrates ultimate frisbee and this region, the United Arab Emirates, love for the sport and to celebrate the community that we have here that plays ultimate. This week, for the second episode of UAU podcast, we have Shrimal Attapattu joining us, the captain, founding forefather of AFT, which is one of the teams that is based out of Dubai. Shrimal, welcome to the podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me. It's a big deal to be in one of Nitin's podcasts. I've been asking you for a long time, put me in the cricket podcast, but here we are for frisbee. I will take frisbee over cricket.
Yeah, that's because you Sri Lankans are known for bending your elbows when you throw, so you fit in better in a frisbee podcast
I don't
than in
think
cricket.
anyone in the frisbee community will understand that logic, but yeah, sure, let's play it.
So Shrimal Attapattu, as we know him, or Daddy 69, as he's known in the frisbee circles. Shrimal, why don't you begin by introducing yourself with your full name, because I think it's something that you're very proud of, and you keep talking about it. So yeah.
Well, because of this full name, school wasn't fun. I won't say I was bullied, but then I was made fun of because of the name. It's Mahatantri Arachige Shrimal Attapattu. Okay. Now, no one can pronounce most of those names except for Shrimal. So I stuck with Shrimal for a good part of my life. And so let's just stick to it that way. Yeah. So I've been in Dubai since 97. That's a long time to be in Dubai. Studied over here, working over here at the moment. And yeah, so I've been a personal trainer for the past 12, 13 years. And that's like my full-time freelance job. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Amazing. So a lifetime Dubai resident of sorts. We don't have too many of those because most of us have landed up in Dubai, much later in life and now call it home. So you are one of the OGs in that sense, right?
Yeah, you could say that. But then that's also what's the bad part about frisbee in Dubai. People keep going in and out. So your team has to always regenerate new players, and that's not nice.
Yeah, but you've done pretty well for yourself setting up AFT, which is one of the newer teams in the sense that AFT has been around for how many years has AFT been
Around 2018. I mean, we keep saying 5 years, but then 2018 is not 5 years.
Yeah.
Now, 7 years. But the thing is, when we first started, there were teams like Tiki, UJ, TBD, and a few teams that doesn't exist anymore. Like the Flying Carpets, Dubs. That was a long time ago. So AFT, let me just give you a quick brief on what AFT is.
Before you start, right, I should interject here. When you see the abbreviation AFT and it's an ultimate team, you assume AFT stands for, Athletic Frisbee Team or, Arabian Frisbee Tycoons or whatever. But yeah, now tell us what AFT is.
There's this huge debate going on in the media at the moment about the name, what it stands for, AFT. It doesn't stand for another frisbee team. There's been it was Rachel who said it's another frisbee team. It's not another frisbee team. AFT started as a hiking group, a trekking group by Faizi. He was also one of the co-founders. And in the weekends we would hike, and then in the weekdays we would train. So fit trekking. Yeah, that's the whole concept of AFT. It stands for Arabian Fit Trekkers. So Arabian, and then we hike in the weekends and work out in the weekdays. And then one fine day, someone got a frisbee or disc along, and we started throwing a disc, horrible throw, so nothing has changed. And then we started our own version of ultimate frisbee, where we have 2 goalposts, and you have a goalkeeper, and you're supposed to throw past the goalkeeper. And then one fine day, a gentleman came over and was like, listen, there's an actual sport called ultimate frisbee, and here's how you play it. Like, oh. And that's how AFT started as a team. From fitness and trekking group, which we still do, into a frisbee team. So that's where the name comes from, Arabian Fit Trekkers. It's just one word.
Yeah, and AFT is also a full-fledged trekking community, right? And
yeah, so Faizi does the hiking part there. He has his own website, Arabian Fit Trekkers, and mostly on the weekends. So if anyone wants to join hiking, you can ask Faizi. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was back in 2017, 2018 that you picked up a disc and
started. We started in like 2015, 2014 on meetup.com.
Right.
And so the
trekking part. Yeah.
The initial thing was like we had like massive groups of people who came into fitness classes for free in Zabil Park. 30, 40 people a class. That was a big number. And then slowly we found our way into frisbee as well. And then also we were playing in Zabil Park, and of course you have other teams in Zabil Park. You have Junkies, you have Tiki, and Junkie saw us, especially Jinky, and she's like, you know what, let us help you guys and make you better. Most of us became better, some of us didn't. Uh, and that's how we actually got into the whole frisbee community itself, thanks to UJ, who like
Yeah.
taught us the basics. It took me 1 year to learn a forehand from Jinky. I still can't throw a forehand if people ask, if some people ask. But yeah, so that's how AFT
Right.
got into the frisbee community.
Fantastic. All thanks to Jinky, who hopefully will
Yes.
be a guest on this podcast sometime in the future, one of the founding members of
Yeah.
Ultimate in UAE. Do you remember who the gentleman was who told you that there is a sport called Ultimate and it's not played with two
His name
goals?
was
Or...
Billy from the
Okay.
US.
All right.
We called him Billy. I think his name was Bill, whatever. He's the one who taught us. He was quite good for us at that time. We're like, wow, he can throw a disc with this. What is this? Because
Yeah.
all we know is a backhand throw. And then hammers. Like, oh, this is interesting. And thanks, so we slowly moved putting up frisbee events only on our meetup website, so people come for only frisbee. And we got a few players who knew the game a bit more than we did, like Anand, for example, if you know him. That's how we were our own coaches to begin with. Like no one taught us except ourselves, mostly. Of course, UJ helped a lot. But so like I became the coach of the team while learning myself. I didn't know anything, to be honest. So
Right.
just
Right.
because I'm a personal trainer, so I can coach, I became the team's coach as well. So that was just unfortunate for the team.
No, that's a brilliant story because
Yeah.
it also speaks a lot about what Ultimate is all about, right? It is a new sport for most people. We kind of migrate into Ultimate or land up in Ultimate through other sports, and then it's something new that you pick up later in life, right? You develop the muscle memory for Ultimate. So it's fantastic to see that AFT's roots actually very true to that.
I mean, personally, I started playing at 29, 30. I wish I was much younger when I started playing frisbee. Like,
Yeah.
all these, like, you see people at 18 picking up frisbee. I'm like, man, I wish I could have done that because I would have been so much better. Oh, I
Yeah.
hope so. But yeah, so I feel a bit bad that I couldn't start frisbee. I mean, I think same for you. When you came to Dubai, you were
Yeah.
in your 30s, and then, starting in your 30s is not easy.
That's true, yeah. And my story is actually very similar to yours because the first time I played Ultimate, again, we were playing our own version of Ultimate with goals back in university. Of course, I was much younger when I did, but I'd completely lost touch. And yeah, thanks a lot to AFT for bringing me back into the fold of Ultimate. And
You are where you are because of us.
absolutely, yeah, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. So, uh, it's been quite a journey for AFT. I think obviously been participating in all the local tournaments in Dubai itself, featuring UJ, TBD, Tiki, and other teams. I think in 2023 was it where AFT actually formally competed in MENA for the first time. So how was that experience being in one of the bigger tournaments in the region?
So before that, Meena, we've sent like a few handful of players with other teams, like with UJ and I think with TBD, a few players went, but not as one team, not as AFT. So in 2023, when we heard Meena is coming to Dubai, we're like, you know what? We have to go in as a team. Looking back, it was probably one of the best tournaments I've played. It was very well organized by Tiki. It was an amazing experience for me and the team as well. I've learned so much of what not to do as well. We had a great team. We should have done better in hindsight. I should have done better in hindsight. But the whole experience, again, if you either win or you learn. So we learned a
Yeah.
bit more than we won.
I mean, yeah, it was a great team. I mean, you had
Yeah,
great players like myself in your squad. If I remember right, the AFT finished, I think, 13th or 14th
13th. Yeah.
in a field of 20.
Yeah, we were ranked 19th, I believe. Seeded 19th before the tournament.
Yeah,
So
so it
it's not.
wasn't an easy draw, is what I remember, and we were really one win away from being in the top eight, and
Yeah, we lost 4-6 against Kingdom. We were 4-5 down or
that's
something, and
right,
then
that's right, yeah.
that was the first game of the day.
Which
So
was the
that,
first game? Yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
if we had won that game against Kingdom, then we would have finished on the top 8 bracket.
exactly, yeah,
Being 8th is not a bad thing, but yeah,
yeah.
hindsight, right? Yeah.
Like you said, right? I have very, very fond memories of that tournament playing with AFT. We won quite a few games, and with a little bit of luck, we could have actually been in the top eight as well. And we definitely performed far better in that tournament than most people gave us credit for going in.
But we had a good team as well. When I look back at the team we had, I'm like, man, no, that was a really good team. And most of the players branched out afterwards. That's a different story. But then that was a good team. We should have done
That
better.
was a good team. Yeah. I think it was a very good first step because this year AFT as a team has taken some giant strides in towards, especially in bigger tournaments. I think the 2024 MENA was a miss because I think that was a tournament that AFT did not
Oh, yeah.
participate in, right? In Doha. Yeah.
Wow.
Personally, yeah, that was the reason I moved on from AFT because I was very keen to play that tournament and I had the opportunity to play with another team. But things are different this year because we had the Dubai Open in back in April, which again was a very hard field against with some very very top quality teams that came from all over the place. And then there was the high point I think of AFT's year so far, which was winning the tournament in Uzbekistan. So tell us more about that because that's not a tournament that was on anybody's radar. And then we saw AFT go and actually dominate the field there.
So this is the Uzbekistan tournament was completely Val's. Val is, by the way, the new captain. If you haven't noticed, Valery, the tallest Russian fellow in the team. He decided, you know what, we should go as a team to this tournament, and he took charge of arranging the players, everyone organizing the players, making sure we have a team, new jerseys for us, all that stuff. So it was all on him to make sure we did that. The logic was, well, if we can't be the champions in the MENA region, let's be champions in Central Asia. You know, that was the
Which
logic, but then it sounds good.
No, which is actually one good thing about being in UAE because you can actually be a part of many sub regions, right?
Yeah,
So
and
it
you're
actually
close to
works.
them, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
it was Val's idea. Then of course, the team wasn't 100% AFT. We had quite a few players from outside. We had landmine players, stackers, Mad from Abu Dhabi. We had Raquel from there. So quite a few outside players. So that was just half and half. That was the mix. I didn't think we would go because it's Uzbekistan. You get me? Like it's like in the middle of nowhere to a certain extent for us. But then Val just kept pushing the team, and then we just bonded together, and that was really nice to see. The tournament itself I was very surprised by the quality or the level of frisbee they have over there. Very surprising. They were quite good. I think this time when they go to MENA in Azerbaijan, they have a team coming as well. They would really surprise most of the teams because they're very good. In terms of the whole tournament for us, personally, for me, so there was two different feelings at the end of the tournament. Of course, I was happy for the team, but I would have wanted more of a full AFC team to have won because we've trained so hard to be there. But it was still sweet nonetheless to have finally won a gold medal. I have like 20 participation medals and zero gold medals. So finally a gold medal, yay. It was bittersweet for me personally, but the team enjoyed it. The team did very well. Of course, there was few AFT players who also played very well and who contributed to the team. We took people like Arkib from Landmine, Arkib, Dan, Marcus. They were quite good. M, of course, wherever M goes. So she
yeah,
has a record. Whichever team she plays for, she wins. So if
yeah.
any team wants to win, you know what to do. Just get M and then you have a medal.
Yeah, so for the benefit of our listeners who might not know, M stands for Emily Wong, who's now moved to Dubai last year from Singapore slash Australia. I think she has won 7 gold medals this year. I was keeping count up to some point, but yeah, so she's been part of multiple teams that are always just winning gold. It seems to be a
Yeah,
bit of a
even
fact.
at the
Yeah.
Dubai invite, her team won the gold.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Off grid ultimate. And yeah, she's a fantastic player, of course. You did mention that there was one strong local team which did well. I do know that there was a team from Saudi Arabia, the team that's coached by Sam Gunby, right, who went from UAE. So how was that game, and how were the other teams that you ran into?
So I was really hoping we would get to play against Sam's team, and
Okay.
we didn't get to play against Sam's team. There were 16 teams in total, if I'm not mistaken, and you had teams from Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Belarus, and of course Saudi. So teams that you normally wouldn't play against in UAE. You get me? Like a team from Turkmenistan.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, the team against Kazakhstan, they couldn't speak, they couldn't count stall in English. So they were
Okay.
counting stall in their language, and we had to assume what that number meant in English.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
Is it star
All in
seven?
English.
Star seven.
But luckily, no one was stalled out. So that was like those small experience was nice. There's a few Koreans playing in Uzbekistan. but they are Uzbek players, Uzbek people, nationals. They had 8 teams from Uzbekistan out of the 16. So
Wow.
half the
Okay.
teams were from Uzbekistan. Some were like basically university teams, very young, 17, 18-year-olds. And then you have like Anand, who's like 45, playing against them. It wasn't even fair on Anand, the poor guy, couldn't keep up with those kids. Uh,
Yeah.
the difference in teams were interesting. The language was a bit of a barrier with some teams because they couldn't speak English, and even amongst themselves there are Russian speakers and Uzbek speakers. So luckily we had Val who speaks Russian, so he
You had a
could
spy.
communicate on
Yeah.
behalf of us. Yeah, basically. That was fine. And Sam from Stackers didn't punch or foul anyone properly, so that was a good day.
If that didn't happen, it's already a good tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, won anyway. So yeah. And the whole
Excellent.
chemistry to get outside players from to play for AFT was also interesting because we've never had players at the caliber of, as we said, Arkib, Sam, Rachel, and all those, Dan. And so to them wearing the AFT jersey was like, see, one day we could have these players playing for us, like this caliber of players playing for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Fantastic.
not poaching, Bochuk, I'm not poaching players from Landmine, just saying.
It's a pity. They were all like sending in applications after listening to this. Like, sorry guys, please wait. You're not yet at that level. Yeah. So you had a 100% win record in this tournament,
We
is it?
had.
And
There were some
yeah.
close games. There were some close games. We were struggling in the final. We were down 0-3. Um,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. In the big game,
I think the pressure, so there were 7 other Uzbek teams supporting them. Huh? So
of course.
and that's one more thing which I realize is a lot interesting than UAE is the support. They have drums, they have the whole other team just supporting the local team, and we've never gone against such a loud
Wow. Okay.
opposition. There were like 7 teams supporting one team and the rest just watching. And we had Sam Gumby also supporting us, so that was nice to see. So we had a very few supporters. We were not the favorites, to be fair, amongst the fans. We were almost hated amongst the fans, you could say. But yeah, it was a very nice atmosphere. It was thing. And something interesting about Uzbek frisbee is they don't play in grass. They play on AstroTurf, and that
Nice.
was the
Okay.
first time they played on grass.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and also when they train on a 1/6 size of a football field, 1/6, and for them to play so it was a full football stadium into 4 different fields, so it was still
Yeah.
small by our standards, but for them that was the biggest field they've played in.
Okay. Wow.
So for them to go to Mina this year and to play a proper full size field, they're looking forward to it. So that was
Okay.
very interesting for us
Interesting.
to understand. Yeah.
Interesting. And the games were played in the evening, if I'm right. Yeah.
I love the evening concept, right? Because
Okay.
when you
Yeah.
wake up in the morning, you have a proper 6-8 hours to do your thing. So we went for lunch. We went to a computer, what do you call it? Those internet cafes to play Counter Strike. The tournament's at 6. We went to a gaming cafe at 4 on a Sunday evening. Guess what? The whole of Tashkent wants to play games at 4 p.m. So we couldn't.
Okay.
So we had to wait for like 10 minutes and like, no, we just go back. But yeah, the evening tournament concept was very interesting because you have the whole day to yourself. And then when you play a day tournament, when you go home at 6, you're like dead tired. So
Yeah.
that evening doesn't exist for you. So you're just trying to stay alive and trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Day tournament was really interesting because you had 2 full days to yourselves and then play frisbee.
And the weather was pretty good as well.
It's
Yeah.
hot. Uzbekistan in the summer is almost close to Dubai to a certain extent in terms of the heat, but not the humidity. But we played at 6 o'clock, so it starts to cool down a lot more than Dubai. So by like 10 p.m., it's in the 20s, mid
Yeah.
20s. So that's
Yeah.
not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this concept of evening tournaments is something we've tried out in Dubai as well, right? So Ultimate Junkies used to host this summer
Yeah,
tournament every
yeah.
year. Yeah, the UJ tournament in the peak of summer, I think in the month of June and July. I remember just melting during those.
Cramping, melting, just like why are we even here? Like this is
Yeah, you finish playing, you finish your games, and you're watching the final where 2 other teams are playing, and you're just continuing to melt.
yeah.
It's 9 p.m. in the night.
You won't cool
I'm like,
down.
okay, this makes no sense. Yeah, I'm sure Uzbekistan was better, but yeah, also the sweet taste of victory. So excellent stuff. So congratulations on behalf of the entire frisbee community to AFT, and good luck for the next big one, which is, of course, the MENA. So tell us how your preparations for the MENA are coming along. I do know a couple of secrets which I would like to let our listeners in on. I think Akeb from Landmines has been coaching you, I believe, once or twice a week, or once a week. I don't know how long that's going to continue for as we get closer to MENA.
When you said Arkep from Landmine, I'm like, what, is he joining AFT again? No.
He was about to, but you just told him that he
My
can't
bad, yeah.
because you're not coaching.
So he trains us on Thursdays, and we train
Excellent.
by ourselves on Tuesdays. So I feel like Arkeb, of course, everyone knows Arkeb is one of the best players in probably in
Yeah.
the region. Yeah.
Very
Very nice
friendly,
guy.
very,
Yeah.
very nice guy. Yes, yeah.
That was the first. I mean, this tournament in Uzbekistan was the first time I actually got to know him as a person, and I'm glad we know him as a person. So yeah, he's training us on Thursdays as a team. So some more news coming out is that we are going as again half of AFT, and the other half is going to be by uh, an Abu Dhabi team. Mad. Yeah, so we're going to combine the two teams. I think the majority is AFT, and there's probably a line of like seven players from Abu Dhabi. Nothing's 100% confirmed yet, but then yeah, that's the plan. Because again, it's very difficult to, unlike the bigger teams, we haven't got a massive squad where you can choose players from, or even have players to join us. So out of like the smallest squad we've got like 11, 12 players going from AFT, and the remaining with MAD. So preparation is good, I would say, but nothing can prepare you for the winter in Baku,
Yeah.
and the wind in Baku and the freezing hand. So I've never played with gloves on. I don't think I'm going to be playing with gloves on, but it's going to be a struggle to get adjusted to that weather. So
Yeah.
we'll go to Jebel Jais probably in the winter and train together.
Yeah, you guys are the best prepared because you're trekkers after all. So you are used to the cold weather,
So
much unlike the others, the rest of us in Dubai who are used to the sand and the heat. So yeah,
just like how Ultimate Junkies, there's no junkies in Ultimate Junkies. There's no trekkers in Arabian Fit trekkers. No one hikes in this team, right? So there's no advantage, zero
yeah.
advantage, except for Faisal, yeah, who'll be joining the first AFT Mina.
There might be no junkies in Ultimate Junkies, but there is Jinky in Ultimate Junkies. So
Jinx.
yeah, excellent. And also tell us more about Val as captain. I guess Val took over as captain sometime this year, right? And
Yeah.
he's of course been a very integral part of the team from the time that I've known AFT. Always there, one of the funniest people that we know in the frisbee community as well. And yeah, with his very dry sense of humor, which takes some getting used to. But also a very committed captain, and it's nice that he was able to rally the troops and get all of you out to participate and win in Uzbekistan, which is a lot of credit to him. So tell us, how has it been playing with Val, and what is new under the new captain?
So, I mean, as you know, I was a captain for a long time, and I thought, like, what, we need something different, someone who would take this team in a different direction. Maybe that could be a better direction for AFT. So why not, right? Because you have nothing to lose when you're one of the lower ranked teams. You got nothing to lose. You just have to try different things. And one of them was to, let's say, Val. I saw a lot of good leadership qualities in Val, and I thought, what, of all the people we have, Val is the best option. He's intense. Val is very intense. And that's a good thing because I think AFT needs a bit of discipline, like, more passion, more commitment to the cause as a team. And I think Val brings that side of people, and that's a good thing to see. Of course, with any frisbee team, you have players who come for just to run in the park to burn some calories, and then you have players who actually want to play, who actually want to win, who actually want to improve. So Val brings the best out of those players who want to actually become better players, right? So that's the whole
Nice.
plan with Val, and he's been doing great. I think that there's going to be some good things coming up just because we have Val. And when the whole team believes in the captain and does whatever he or he asks us to do, makes life a lot easier for him as well. I think in the future AFT will be doing good things. But before we even go to the future, I want to go back quickly to the past, post Mina. Post Mina, we lost a few players, and for the next 3-4 months after that, it was all about survival. Like as a team, we have to exist. That was the only plan. like from November till like March, we barely had numbers for our trainings. We lost players. We were like 8, 10 players on a December Tuesday. You get me? And that's not nice. You can't have a team with 8 players. So for those 3, 4 months, AFT almost said, you know what, we are done. We can't have a team anymore because we don't have players. We also had a group chat, like, guys, listen, let's give ourselves 1 month. This was somewhere in Jan. Let's give ourselves 1 month. If the numbers don't improve, we just say, well played, thank you, and we don't play as a team and we train with other teams, whatever. Luckily for us, we were able to get new players. We were able to get all the players back in the squad again. And a lot of has to do with Christina, who does the social media stuff. Not just Instagram, she goes on other platforms and basically stalks people to see if they can join
Yeah.
Frisbee, join AFT. And so yeah, all these people helping out, getting their plus ones. And fast forward like 3, 4 months, we had a good team. We had 20 plus players attending training, and that was a good thing. So therefore, that was a great time to change leadership as well to see where Val can take us. And the first big tournament he played, he won gold. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I was the problem.
Yeah. He's the Arjuna Ranatunga, keeping the Sri Lanka
Again,
as
for
the
people
story.
who has no clue who that is, he was the Sri Lankan World Cup winning captain
Yeah,
in
and in the
1996.
first World Cup, where no, actually no, he led in the previous
Yeah.
World Cup as well. But yeah, he was the inspirational leader of the underdog team, and they won big things. They did big things under him. So yeah, maybe AFT is the Sri Lanka of UAE
Very
Ultimate. Who
frisbee. Who
knows?
knows? Yeah. And then yeah, maybe next year we'll look again to go international with another, I would say, offbeat tournament, something different.
Yeah,
Because it's nice to go to a place like Uzbekistan, for example, and play frisbee. Now I have friends in Turkmenistan, in Kazakhstan, in Uzbekistan, and that's nice. Like when I go to Mina this year, I'll meet all these people because they're also coming with their teams.
yeah,
And I'm like, I have friends in Azerbaijan now. So
yeah.
that's a nice thing. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to see what AFT has in the future next year. Because, of course, the year is almost over. Mina is the last big tournament for the year. We want to be a bit more competitive in the local tournaments going ahead. But we going back to the basics. So what we do on Tuesdays, throw 100 throws. Everyone throws 100 throws, 100 backhands, 100 forehands. So we've gone literally back to step one. Let's just
Yeah.
improve the basics as a team, and let's see where that takes us. And that's all Val. Val is the one who's leading this new generation of AFT players, and it's nice to see as the daddy of the team.
That's amazing. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at Zabil Park, right? So Tuesdays
Yes,
when you do your 50 throws, forehands,
100
backhands,
throws, 100 throws,
100 throws,
100 forehands. It takes
100
20 minutes.
forehands.
I
It
get
takes 20
bored, but
minutes.
I'm like, you know what? I have to improve my throws as well. Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And on Thursdays with Coach Akib, as long as that continues. I think one of the most interesting things about AFT, which makes it, I think, unique and different from most of the other teams in the region. Of course, Shrimal is from Sri Lanka, Tina is from India, Anand is from India, we have Faizi from Pakistan, we have Valerie from Russia. So, and the whole team is really made up of people from all over the place.
Anashant, we have
Yeah,
Slovenian Jerne, who's from Slovenia. We have a Chinese player,
yeah,
Couple of Filipino players.
yeah.
I mean, you need to have a Filipino player, right? So otherwise, it's one of his
You're
between
not a frisbee team in
in
UAE.
Dubai, right? So that's we
Yeah,
have the quotas done. So yeah, I mean, we used to have a lot more diversity as well. But again, we try to purposely position ourselves as not of one ethnicity. That's
yeah,
something I personally try not to become as a team because I want to be open to everyone. We always want to be open to everyone. And there's one more thing about AFT is we have most of our players learned frisbee from AFT.
yeah.
I mean, except like, for a few players like Anand, even, but me, Val, FaZe, even like people like Shreyas, Mark, we all learn frisbee from AFT, and that's something
Yeah,
which we are proud of.
yeah.
But at the same time, it takes a while to learn frisbee. It's not you
Of
can't
course,
get a
yeah,
brand new person and then teach them to be amazing in a year. It takes time. So as a result, it affects. I won't say affects. I mean, yeah, it affects the team's performance in tournaments because we got to be a lot more patient with these new players and give them the space and the patience to develop,
yeah,
and that takes a lot of patience as well. Uh, personally, as me as a captain, when I first started, I was like very angry at like people. Why can't you catch it? This man, like how stupid are you? You get me? Why can't you throw a disc? How stupid are you? And I've learned to calm down and appreciate the smaller victories along the way. Now I'm the most calmest person in the team.
Yeah.
I like to think. Um, so yeah, you've seen the worst of me, so the best of me, and you left.
Yeah. I can assure people who are listening that the worst of Shrimal is also very, very nice. So the best of Shrimal, which is what you get now,
Crazy. Yeah.
is crazy good. Yeah. So yeah. So good luck to AFT, and yeah, I really look forward to seeing what how AFT performs this time at Mina. And yeah, like I said, look forward to meeting you in the final with AFT, another frisbee team against TBD to be decided.
Decided. Wow, the most vague names
The
in
best
five
team names.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and for any of you looking to join a fun team with a lot of people from various ethnicities, which we're happy to teach you frisbee right from scratch and to grow as a team. AFT trains on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Zabil Park. Yeah, do reach out to Tina. I think since you mentioned Tina on social media, I remember my first game with AFT was because Tina found a post of mine on Reddit, I think, or on Instagram
Yeah.
or somewhere, and actually replied to me and said, "Hey, come and play with us on Tuesday." So yeah, thanks Tina for all the good work that you do for AFT, and yeah, good luck to the team. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Same to you. I hope you finally get a gold medal you deserve.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too. Yeah, but your wait was long, so maybe I'll have to wait for a long time as well. I don't know. We'll see. That brings an end to episode 2 of the United Arabian Ultimate Podcast, and it was a pleasure to host you, Shrimal, and look forward to playing again with you soon on the field and see you in the finals of Mina.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best as well for Mina.
Thank
This
you.
is what, fourth Mina?
This would be my third Mina, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, third time the charm. Third time the charm. Yeah.
Third time's the charm, yes.
All right.
Absolutely. Yes.
Enjoy.
All right.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. Yeah.
My pleasure.
Very
Thanks.
grateful. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.